You're running the show, Nomdeni. Is this a show that you guys have created and come up with?
Yes, it's our concept, and we launched it last year, and we had our first show, which really the aim of the show, it is to actually showcase the small players in the hair industry. You know, if you look at the hair industry, it's very big.
Yes.
It's worth billions of rands in South Africa, but unfortunately the small players, which is your informal sector, are really not cracking it into the market. They are there. I mean, if you have to go to the townships,
yeah. Well, it's not
every
even the
street,
townships anymore.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
People are plaiting hair, people are putting on bonding, people are going natural. There's a lot that is going on within the hair space. And people are actually discovering our own hair because, especially within the black industry, where we were told that either you just stretch your hair and get it done over or plait it and leave it alone. So now people are finding it back. So these people that are in the hair industry needs to be empowered, uplifted, be shown about the latest trends, and just get into the whole market in the hair.
So where are these trends coming from? I mean, are we creating our own trends here in South Africa? Are we seeing a lot of outside influence? Are we seeing a lot of Western influence coming in as well, or is it purely African?
It's a mixture of both. I'll tell you what, all of our hair has been done in Africa, and people for centuries have been taking care of the hair. They've been plaiting, you know, you can go as far back as the 1800s or the 1600s, it is there. But unfortunately we had a time when that stopped, you know, because of many different reasons and influences, and the pencil tests, and that had to go within our, and now people are reclaiming what we had. But some of the trends, it took somebody from outside to see what we have in Africa, and they started wearing all this hair that is ours to bring it out there, and now people are like saying, okay, we are owning our space.
So we can
reclaiming
our space.
We are claiming what we've been having all along,
So, I mean, you know, and this is just perception I'm talking about. When you see somebody working out of just a tent on a roadside, you don't think that, you know, magic can be made, or it's a safe place to go to actually do your hair. But, I mean, just tell us about what you found. Like you say, there are these jewels and these gems on the township street corners, even in suburbs on the street corners, wherever you see, in the city. So what is it that you have found, that you don't have to go to a big fancy salon to have your hair done, that there are there's real talent out there?
There's real talent out there, and what I found is that we are actually getting back into the market space, where in the olden days people used to be able to go to the market and buy their apples and not worry about it, whether it's been sprayed with pesticides or whatever. The same happens with our hair. People are claiming back and saying, I go to my auntie who's at the corner, and she's good at hair, and she can be able to plait me and make it look beautiful. People are reclaiming that because there's a market for both. You've got the guy who's got the resources, who can be able to put up a beautiful hairdresser in a suburban area, and then you've got the guy who sits at the corner, or the guy who's got a backyard, or the guy who's just had their own salon in their own house, who's been doing that for ages. You know, I know this lady who's got these clients that have been coming to her for years. They drive to go to do hair at her place.
Now we'll go as far as we need to.
You know, so what I've discovered is that we're moving away from that. We're realizing, you know, because there's a lot of challenges as well. You know, there are no jobs in South Africa, and people who've got the skills, we always talk about skill, and that is skill, and that we're trying to harness and develop.
And what's the changing attitudes out there? I want to know, because, you know, we tend to think, and the perception, Nomdeni, is that it is only black people or African people who can do African hair, and then African people should only be doing African hair. Like, you know, they wouldn't know how to deal with like my hair. Are we addressing that I could go there and have, you know, a haircut and something that they would know what to do with my hair, or somebody could go to a really fancy salon.
Salon.
It would be nice to have a restaurant with a hairdresser. You could kill two birds. But, you know, that this cross-culture, and that can be done, that it's not only certain people deal with certain hair.
I've seen a lot of it's slowly happening, where people are now learning to do other hair. You know, it used to be black hairdresser deals with black hair, white hairdresser or stylist does with, because you understand the hair. But we found that there's a huge shift now that people are saying, you know, we're living in a global space. I can be able to walk into a hairdresser and say, can you cut my hair? Once went into this hairdresser, and it's predominantly black, and this white guy walks in and he says, can somebody cut my hair? And they're all looking at each other like, we don't know. Because, yes, so we need to be able to come into these spaces where let us address this and say, if you are a hairdresser, you are dealing with hair, not necessarily ethnic hair, unless you want to have a specialty and saying, I want to deal only with stages. So we need to get, these are the spaces that we're going to have where we'll be able to create seminars and be able to empower people and be able to show people innovations, that there's things that are out there. You've been taught that somebody comes in, they get their hair relaxed, and then you relax, you said to leave.
It's a big business, the hair business, yeah.
Yes, but you don't say to people, you need to be able to take care of your hair. You've got a bad hair day, it's like, here's a wig, just put it on and you're good to go. Yeah. But how about taking the hair, care of the hair that is under that weave? So we're getting, it's very big business. It is...
Is it becoming a science now?
It is a science.
Okay.
It is a science.
And I want to know very quickly, the hair show. Yeah. What are some of the new trends we can expect to see there? I mean, it's on the 15th of June, right? It's Soweto Hotel and Conference Centre. Yes. So what can we expect to see there in terms of new?
I've just spoken earlier on about, especially if we're going to talk about ethnic hair, since it's in Soweto, where it's predominantly that, where people did not know that you can actually stretch your hair without using heat. Yes, we stretch our hair without using heat. People have got to learn little things like how to make your hair curly. Our African hair, which normally has a very tight curl, how to loosen that curl and make sure that it's bouncy. We have a trend of wig making. We're going to have a demo and where the hairstylist will be shown how to create a wig from scratch. And then we've got little things like the color. Color, I don't know, it's become very color. Yeah. It's become very colorful. People experimenting. People have got green hair, purple hair, and we're going to be able to
Okay, well, some of us just want to cover the grid. Yeah. All we're capable of. Well, thank you, and I wish you all the luck, and that should be very, very exciting. The 15th of June it happens. That's the weekend, the Soweto Hotel and Conference Centre. Go and have a look. There's lots of money in hair, as Nomdeni Mokgajane has been telling us. She's the Managing Director at Ulwazi Communications and Events. Thank you very much.